Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have to tell you, my heart has just been in my throat watching the latest developments unfold in our beloved Port Charles. It seems like the glamorous but ruthless world of the music industry has truly sunk its claws into some of our favorite young folks, and I am sitting here feeling a mix of worry and pure fascination. The big shot promoter Simon has decided that raw musical talent simply is not enough to sell records these days. He is pushing a classic old school Hollywood public relations stunt, which is the dreaded fake romance. Now, we have all seen this play out a million times in the magazines at the grocery store checkout line, but when it happens to people we care about, it feels entirely different. Simon wants Giovanni Palmieri and Trina Robinson to pretend they are head over heels in love to drum up publicity, and I just know in my bones that this is a recipe for absolute disaster. When I think about dear Trina Robinson, I just want to wrap her in a warm blanket and protect her from the world. This young woman has been through the absolute ringer over the past few years, facing heartbreaks and trials that would break a much older, more seasoned person. She has finally found a glimmer of joy and a beautiful outlet for her spirit through her musical collaboration with Gio. To see her being pressured to compromise her integrity and fake a romantic relationship just for the cameras is a bitter pill to swallow. Trina is a girl of substance and deep truth, and the very idea of putting on a phony show of affection goes against everything she stands for. I can completely understand why she is so hesitant and frustrated by this entire scheme. Then there is sweet Giovanni, or Gio, as we all fondly call him. He is such a talented, bright-eyed young man who just wants to share his gift of music with the world. He is so innocent to the dark, manipulative side of the entertainment business. Watching him grapple with Simon's demands makes me feel like a protective mother hen. He and Trina both want to just tear up the contract and walk away, but the pressure from the adults in the room is immense. It is so hard for young people to stand their ground when powerful executives are telling them that this is the only way to achieve their dreams. I just wish they could see that their pure, undeniable talent is more than enough to carry them to the stars. And Lord have mercy, Brooklyn Quartermain is right in the thick of it all, playing the difficult role of the middleman. I have always admired Brooklyn's business savvy, a trait she definitely inherited from her fierce Quartermain family, but right now she is walking a very dangerous tightrope. Instead of shutting Simon down and protecting her artists, she is acting like Simon might just replace them or come up with an even worse plan if they do not comply. She is essentially trying to smooth things over and convince Trina and Gio to just bite the bullet and play along. I know Brooklyn means well and truly wants to see them succeed, but pushing two young people into a fake romance is like playing with fire in a dry barn. As much as Trina and Gio are dragging their feet, I have a sinking feeling that they are eventually going to cave in and agree to this charade. The pull of success and the fear of losing their big break is just too strong for anyone trying to make a name for themselves. And honestly, from a purely dramatic standpoint, if they did not agree, we would not have much of a story to watch. But agreeing to fake a relationship means they have to sell it to the public, and that means public appearances, lingering looks, and physical affection that is bound to blur the lines between reality and performance. It is a slippery slope, and I am deeply concerned about who is going to get hurt when they inevitably stumble. This brings me to the person who is truly suffering the most in all of this, and that is Emma Scorpio Drake. Oh, bless her heart. My chest just aches for her when I think about what she is going through. Emma is such a beautiful soul, carrying the legacy of her wonderful parents, Robin and Patrick, and her legendary grandmother, Anna. She has been nursing such tender, genuine feelings for Gio. To sit on the sidelines and watch the young man she cares for be paraded around town on the arm of another beautiful woman, even if she is told it is all for show, is a heavy burden for any young woman to bear. I can only imagine the sleepless nights she is having, tossing and turning, wondering where the act ends and real feelings begin. Jealousy is a powerful, blinding emotion, and poor Emma is currently drowning in it. She might tell herself 100 times a day that it is just a public relations stunt, that Gio is only doing his job, but the heart simply does not listen to logic. Every time she sees a picture of them smiling together or hears a rumor about their blossoming romance, a little piece of her security chips away. She is terrified that this fake showmance is going to blossom into genuine love. And let us be honest, folks, how many times have we seen two actors or musicians pretend to fall in love only to actually fall for each other behind the scenes? Emma's fears are completely valid, and her insecurity is growing like a weed in a beautiful garden. Even if Gio remains completely professional and his heart stays true to Emma, the constant exposure to this fake relationship is poisoning Emma's peace of mind. She is starting to question everything about herself and her worth. She looks at Trina, who is so strong, beautiful, and talented, and she cannot help but wonder if Trina is actually the kind of woman Gio truly desires. That kind of self-doubt is incredibly destructive. It eats away at a person's confidence and makes them see threats where there might not be any. Emma is spiraling, and without some serious reassurance, she is bound to hit absolute rock bottom. The true breaking point, the moment I am anticipating with bated breath and a heavy heart, is the inevitable kiss. Simon is not going to be satisfied with just holding hands or sweet smiles. He is going to want a grand public display of affection to seal the deal for the cameras. I can just picture the scene in my mind. The flashing lights, the cheering crowd, and Gio and Trina leaning in for a kiss that they are forced to make look as passionate and real as possible. For Emma, witnessing that moment will be like taking a physical blow to the stomach. Seeing the lips of the man she loves pressed against someone else's, even for a job, is enough to make anyone lose their composure. I fully expect Emma to completely lose her grip on her emotions when that happens. We are likely going to see a heart-wrenching confrontation backstage, hidden away from the flashing cameras, but full of raw, devastating emotion. I can see Emma marching up to them, tears streaming down her face, her voice shaking as she accuses them of crossing the line. In her eyes, that kiss will look entirely too real, and no amount of explaining from Gio or Trina will be able to soothe the sting of that visual. It is going to be a messy, painful outpouring of all the anxiety and fear she has been bottling up for weeks. What saddens me the most about this impending explosion is the potential damage to the beautiful friendship between Emma and Trina. These are two wonderful young women who should be supporting each other through thick and thin, but this toxic industry pressure is pitting them against one another. Trina will likely feel entirely misunderstood and unfairly attacked, while Emma will feel betrayed by both her friend and her romantic interest. It is a classic tragedy where misunderstandings and forced circumstances tear good people apart. I always hate seeing women fight over a situation created by the manipulative demands of others, especially when they both have such good hearts. While all this emotional chaos is swirling, we also have to consider the other folks watching from the sidelines. Kai Taylor, for instance, is observing this whole circus with a very different perspective. Now, Kai clearly does not approve of this fake romance either, but he seems to have a much more level-headed approach to it all. He understands the nature of the beast and knows that it is just a performance for the cameras. He might not like seeing Trina getting cozy with Gio, but he is not letting it destroy his emotional stability. His calm reaction is such a stark contrast to Emma's frantic unraveling, highlighting just how deeply Emma's heart is invested in this situation and how vulnerable she truly is. But there is a much darker, far more terrifying element to this story that has me sitting on the edge of my seat with worry. While Emma is dealing with a broken heart, there is a very real physical danger lurking in the shadows. Trina Stalker is out there watching every move she makes with a twisted obsession. To a disturbed mind, this fake romance is not a public relations stunt. It is an absolute reality. If this stalker sees Gio kissing Trina, he is not going to think about record sales or Simon's contracts. He is going to see Gio as a direct rival for Trina's affections. This puts a massive target squarely on sweet Gio's back, elevating this storyline from a simple matters of the heart drama to a potentially life-threatening thriller. As I sit here reflecting on all these tangled webs, I cannot help but pray for the safety and happiness of these wonderful young folks. The music business is proving to be a treacherous playground, and the cost of fame is turning out to be incredibly high for everyone involved. I am so deeply invested in Emma's journey and hope she can find the strength to navigate this heartbreak without losing her sweet spirit and loving nature. I hope Trina and Gio can find a way to untangle themselves from Simon's manipulative grasp before someone gets seriously hurt by that dangerous stalker. We will just have to keep watching, hoping for the best, and trusting that the truth and genuine love will eventually find a way to shine through all this Hollywood smoke and mirrors.